So she was discovered to have been paid with public funds. Now, there are plenty of things wrong with this. First and foremost, why is public money used to pay for artists? By the way, the sums are not just little things. And on top of that, these people get paid in a different currency. They don't get paid in the national currency. They get paid in American dollars, if I'm not wrong. So why are artists getting paid an exorbitant amount of money, not from the private sector, but from the public sector, when we have towns and cities that lack basic needs like sewage, like water, like natural gas? Some of them, they don't even have pavement roads. So how is it okay to be spending money in bringing artists to do festivals and whatnot and not spending money on basic needs? Now, why is Lali Esposito picked? Because basically she started the conversation herself by being very vocal about the new government in place. She's against it. And, and some people are basically saying, hold on a second, are you against the new government? Because the new government wants to make cuts, but yet you want the previous government, the one that has given us 200% inflation annually, the one that has left 60% child poverty. You want that government to continue so you can keep on, along with your fellow artists, benefiting from contracts and festivals that are needed. Now, Lali Esposito is famous enough to do her own tour. She doesn't need public funding. So why are you taking public funding? And basically now there is a whole all-out war, Lali versus the government, because it's like she's now playing the victim, say, why am I being picked on? And it's like, Lali, you took money unethically from a place that you shouldn't have. Now, to give you credit on some things, yes, you weren't the girl precisely sitting down and, arranging the contract. That's why you have a manager. That's why you have an agent. That's why you have lawyers. That's why you have accountants. They do that for you. And I can appreciate that you may not know precisely where every cent comes from. So I'm going to give you a break on that. But when you find out where this money was coming from, I think you should have had ethical behavior in saying, you know what, guys, I think you're right. I think this isn't right. It isn't right to be taking public money because the public money is supposed to be invested in something else and not in people like myself. I appreciate what's going on. I should take care in the future that I shouldn't do these mistakes again, because I can appreciate that, from a public perception, this is not really good, but rather than doing that, she's like going all off saying that people are persecuting her, that, she's entitled to freedom of speech. She doesn't take money from the public, which is not true. It's a lie, because if you have been publicly funded for your concerts and festivals, then yes, you are taking the money. I'm a victim and all of that. And I feel sorry for her because I don't think she fully understands what she's saying. Ethics. We called you on unethical behavior, and I think it's your job to make it right. There is nothing wrong in making mistakes and apologizing for it and say, you know what, guys, I wasn't really aware of this situation because it's not me who is doing the contract. You know what, from now on, I will be more careful. I'm going to make sure that when I'm invited to certain festivals, to do certain concerts, I really know who is inviting me. I really know what the money comes from, because I can appreciate that people are thinking perhaps that I'm being absent-minded when it comes to these things. It's about having ethical behavior. Mistakes, we all make mistakes, but rather than making things right, she's of course blaming everybody else. And unfortunately, she's too much attached to the previous government on an ideological grounds. So she's not really looking good on this. Again, guys, ethics, having ethical behavior. I cannot really take money that it's not mine and that I don't actually need it, because Lali Esposito is famous enough to do her own tour. So when we talk about ethics, I want artists to be at the forefront of this. We cannot get on stage, say whatever first thing comes to my head, trash everybody else, and basically call people stupid. Oh, you're stupid. You don't know what you're talking about. I didn't take anything from anybody. Yes, you're taking money that actually should have been invested in something else. We're not talking about somebody who is on benefits, okay, because cannot make it until the end of the month. We're talking about somebody that has enough star power to do her own private stuff. She doesn't need public spending on her. And like her fellow artists, do your own tour, do your own way, pay your own way, and because otherwise your ethical behavior and your morality will be judged. So this is basically what this video is all about.